After more than 24 hours in captivity with her two daughters, Annetta Gadieva had to make the choice.
Terrorists came and said only one woman and only one baby come out.
The hostage takers had struck a deal with a Russian negotiator to let a small group of mothers leave the school with their infants, but any older children would have to stay. Annetta pleaded with the terrorists to leave her behind and let her 9-year-old take 1-year-old Milena out instead.
I say, it's my other daughter. Maybe she take my baby and she come out.
There was to be no compromise. Either she went with the infant or no one would be released.
My bigger daughter look me and every time I see her eyes.
Her elder daughter, Alana, started to cry. This is your daughter?
Yes.
And how old is she here?
9.5.
The last time she saw Alana alive was as she left the school with a group of other mothers, many of whom had to make the same choice. 24 hours later, Alana was still a hostage, sleeping, a survivor said, when one of the terrorist bombs went off. Annetta loses her English when she tells the rest. When the blast went off, she must have gotten up and started running away, she tells me, because she had a bullet here in her neck. Every morning, Annetta goes to the memorial cemetery. Every morning, she seeks forgiveness.
Mama, тебя не уберегла.
Mommy didn't protect you. Mommy didn't save you. I left you there. I thought all three of us would die if we stayed. Why don't you come to me in my dreams? This was Alana 2 years ago, star of her class. She spoke to graduating students. The words then now have new meaning. This is the last time I will sing for you, she says. I will remain in the school to live, and for you, I will remain in the past. From her apartment's balcony view of the school, Annetta struggles with a decision that freed 2 lives, but forever made her a hostage of her choice. Ryan Chilcote, CNN, Beslan, Russia.
CNN's Ryan Chilcote was eyewitness to such an incident in Afghanistan. He was an embedded reporter with a platoon of soldiers on a week-long mission in the volatile border province of Paktika. A warning, though, this story contains some images you may find disturbing.
Their convoy had been attacked during the past week by people in civilian clothes who set off roadside bombs, then slipped away.
We believe from the lob and from everything else.
Today, the scouts are out in front, entering a region where no American soldier has ever gone.
Then we were headed down into an area that we knew was known, it was going to be hairy.
In the distance, they spot what appears to be a man running away. They pursue on foot through a minefield and fire warning shots. The figure in the distance doesn't stop running. There's more firing, taking aim this time. And the scouts catch up, only to encounter a combat soldier's nightmare. The target turns out to be a 12-year-old boy. The boy's name is Azizullah. He'd been helping his father tend their cattle.
He's hit.
Inside the bag he's carrying, that they thought was suspicious, nothing more than a bottle of water and a stick.
Yeah, buddy. He's dead. Hey, quit filming. Stop filming.
2 soldiers, including the soldier who shot him, and CNN security advisor Alan Trapp, got to work on Azizullah, keeping him alive for more than 2 hours before the helicopters arrived. Azizullah's father, distraught and convinced his son wouldn't make it, pleaded with the soldiers to let him take his boy home to die. But the soldiers didn't give up, and neither did Azizullah.
Kid held on, asked for his family and stuff, but he wasn't crying a lot, and he was working with us, you know, telling us what hurt, what didn't hurt, and that really helped us out a lot.
Finally, the choppers arrive. Azizullah is whisked away. It is the last time these soldiers will see him, and they don't know if he will make it or not. The soldier who pulled the trigger declined to be interviewed.
I know him pretty well, and you know, it's messed him up pretty good.
Oh, he didn't know he's a boy.
Let's establish a perimeter here.
The whole unit is stunned.
I think we're too spread out.
It's like we all got kicked in the gut. It's going to take a little bit to get over. All of us that saw it happen, going to see it happen every single day for the rest of our lives, you know? You got to live with that.
The Army is investigating. While the investigation is underway, we're not reporting the soldier's name. Lieutenant Chris Morrison is his platoon leader.
How are you? Every day, my soldiers are put in life and death situations and forced to make life or death decisions, and it's not easy. And it'd be foolish to think that every decision comes out the right way.
Nearly 2 weeks after it all went wrong, Azizullah's father arrived in the Afghan capital to see his son in an American field hospital. It was his first time in Kabul, and it had taken intervention by the provincial governor and the help of some Americans to get him here. Because of this, the father said, my son is injured, my cattle went missing, and my wife has gone crazy. Azizullah's father says his wife will not leave the place where the boy was shot. She rolls on the ground and pleads with Allah to bring her firstborn son home, he says. Their livestock all ran away during the shooting. Gone with them, says Azizullah's father, their livelihood. We asked the Army if there would be any compensation for Azizullah's family. No, we were told. We do not pay compensation for events occurring during combat operations, ever. Twice during their short visit, Azizullah pulled his oxygen mask away and told his father, I want to go home. Doctors say it will be at least a month before Azizullah can leave the hospital. Ryan Chilcote, CNN, Paktika Province, Afghanistan. Elements of the 101st Airborne Division have moved out of a camp in Kuwait into an assembly area here in the Kuwaiti desert. I'd like to show you a bit of the assembly area now. We're going to go into what's called a hasty. In other words, a foxhole that the soldiers have hastily dug. It's a defensive position, gives them cover should there be some kind of incoming missile. The entire fleet of the 101st Airborne has been grounded. So in terms of, this is an air assault division. They specialize in moving troops to the battlefield with their helicopters.
Reporters out there, they're preparing to go to work, if you will. This is another one of the great and legendary units. Ryan, can you hear me?
Absolutely, Aaron. I'm with the 101st Airborne right now at an assembly area. The 101st moved out of its camp. It's now at this assembly area, basically in a posture ready should they get the call to go to war, to move into Iraq. Now, we're going to take the camera off me and show you what they're working on right now. Before that happens, what you see in front of you is, well, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning here in the Kuwaiti desert. Soldiers waking up. They slept in these sleeping holes. They're digging them. This is a defensive mechanism to protect them from any kind of incoming fire. Also, hopefully you can see some of the 5-ton trucks. That's what these soldiers have been moving around in. Each 5-ton truck takes 18 soldiers, 2 squads of soldiers in each truck. It has been a dangerous journey to tribal regions near Afghanistan's border with Pakistan, but the governor is still alive for his first meeting with the locals. This is the